I'm going to get them back. I'm going to show them. You want to show that person that, of course, you're not like what they're saying. You're better than them. We're the ones that are just playing that scene over and over in our heads. Hi everyone, my name is Gigi and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about seeking revenge, and I feel like this topic is so incredibly important to talk about because of how it's displayed in media. I see it all the time in films and TV shows where the hero of the story is always the person that tends to be seeking revenge on someone else. The hero is celebrated for going after the bad guy after the bad guy's done something bad to them, something that's hurt them. So they will spend the entire film or the entire series chasing after them, going through all of these challenges just to get back and have revenge on the person that hurt them in the first place. But in real life, in the real world, seeking revenge isn't as simple as that. And you wanting revenge might be the reason why you're not healing from people and past events. So in today's video, I want to tell you what revenge actually is and why it's holding you back from healing. And I'm going to tell you some tips on what to do instead of focusing on getting revenge. Now, personally, I used to be that person. Every single time someone hurt me, I wanted to show them that I was better than that I was above them, that I could do what they did but 10 times better or 10 times worse. I wanted them to feel the pain that they had caused me by doing something back, by proving something to them. And a lot of the time, you will feel this need to seek revenge because you've been humiliated by something. You've been embarrassed in front of friends or family or people that you like. You would have felt powerless or empty. It's times like this where you felt utterly disrespected that you want to prove yourself and you want to do something back. You want to show that person that, of course, you're not like what they're saying. You're better than them. A lot of the time, you want to do what they did to you back to them so they can understand how you feel. They can understand the embarrassment, the humiliation. It's almost like you build this fantasy in your head. You get this really satisfying feeling that they finally understand it. You've hurt them just as much as they've hurt you. You might play it in your head over and over again of that exact moment that they understand how you felt. That satisfaction of seeing them crumble the exact same way you did. You replay it and you replay it, the exact same conversations, the exact same way it plays out, but this time it's all on them. They feel the embarrassment, they feel the disrespect. And finally, you have the closure that you want from this whole experience. But revenge isn't some fantasy, and it's not this big closure that you think it's going to be. Revenge is just the want to feel fairness, the want to bring someone down that's made you feel a certain way. It's your ego reaching out for something to hold on to show that that's not you. You're not someone who gets embarrassed. You're not someone who feels disrespected. So you want to make the other person feel like that as well. Revenge or seeking revenge is a coping mechanism, and coping mechanisms only come into play when you feel unsafe, when you feel unregulated in your own emotions. And as we know, coping mechanisms aren't always the healthiest way we can do it. It's often just a way that our brain feels fits best with the situation. These type of mechanisms are fueled on emotion and often a lot of anger and sadness. So in our heads, the only way that we can feel that this whole entire situation can be closed, can be done with, is for that other person to feel the exact same way, if not worse, than what we did. You want them to understand truly how it felt to receive those actions, to be on the other end of those actions. It's not about you being a bad person, it's not about you wanting to hurt them, but you just want them to understand how it made you feel. But I want to make this so incredibly clear. Getting revenge will not heal you. It will not bring you closure. It will not bring you this clearness that you think it will. At the end of the day, revenge is simply hurting back. It's being evil back. And if you truly want to heal, revenge is not the answer. Becoming the person that hurt you by doing the same thing as they did is not the answer. Now, the reason we seek revenge is often because of four main things. The first one being a loss of control. We feel like in a situation that this other person has caused, we have no control. And the one thing that humans seek out for is control over their own lives, control over what happens, how they feel, and how they think. As soon as that is removed from them, that control is stripped from them, they feel the need to gain it back. If someone has hurt you, they're actively taking away your own control over your own actions, your own feelings and thoughts. They're forcing you to feel a certain way, upset, angry, and you want to have that control back. You want to feel like you're back in control and you're powerful again. And the only way you can see doing that is to do the same things back to them. This is why a lot of the time, seeking revenge is seen as empowerment, as getting back at the person that hurt us. We're empowered, we're feeling strong, we're feeling confident. The next one is validation. We want them to feel the same way we did, to know that it is something that hurts, that we did react the right way, that we're not a bad person. We shouldn't deserve things like that to happen to us. So we do the same thing back to them. We prove to them, hey, wasn't this horrible? Isn't this something that we shouldn't be experiencing from you or from anyone? We're a good person, right? Doing what they did to us back to them is almost like a way of switching what happened, proving to them that we're not worthy of those horrible actions and we are a worthy person of being valued, that they should value us, that what they think of us is not the truth, and that we are more than that, we deserve more than that. Especially in situations where that person didn't believe how you felt, where they didn't understand your emotions and you feel the need to prove it to them. This is the way things hurt me, and I was right to think that way. I was right to be hurt by this because look at you now. You are also feeling the same way. The next thing is self-worth and ego. If you're someone who uses your ego to protect yourself, to protect who you are and your identity, this one is massive when it comes to revenge. Your revenge is based around the fact that you want this person to understand they didn't deserve to do that to you. How dare they do that to someone like you? At this point, you're fighting for anything. You're fighting for any form of self-worth, something that's going to bring you higher self-worth. Because of whatever they've done to you, you feel like you're not confident anymore. You're not worthy anymore. And because of your high ego, you have to prove that you are. You're trying to show them that you're above them, that you're not like them. So you will try again and again and again to prove to these people that you are not them, that you did not deserve to be as low as what they went. They said these horrible things to you. They made you feel bad about yourself, embarrassed, sad, and that you don't deserve. Now it's your time to prove to them what they did to you made them feel like that. You're doing it back to them and it's making them feel like that. You didn't deserve that. You're better than them and you have to prove that. And then the last one being, you believe that this will truly bring you that fantasy of closure. The only way that you can heal and truly move on from this is to show them exactly what they did to you. You think it's going to bring peace to you. You think it's going to end all of it, all of the memories, all of the bad thoughts, the bad feelings. Like them finally realizing what they did to you because you've done it back to them is going to be the realization that stops them from being that type of person. That proves to them that they shouldn't do something, that you're a bigger person than them, that you are truly the good guy in this situation. But in this situation, all you're doing is prolonging the healing, prolonging that pain, experiencing it over and over again. Revenge doesn't close a wound that's been opened by that person. It makes it bigger. It extends it further. If you think about it, if someone does something to you and you want to seek revenge on them for doing it, what do you think will happen if you do something to someone? Do you think they will just stop? No. They are going to then do something back to you as revenge on you. Truly healing yourself comes from a place of peace and self-understanding, knowing what you're worth and who you truly are as a person, and being strong and confident in that. If you're too busy focusing on another person, how can you hurt them back? Obsessing over the idea of closing off this chapter by doing it back to them, by finally making them understand. That is not healing. That is not focusing on you. That is putting all of this pressure on this experience that's going to happen. That will finally make you feel better. But here is the kicker. That will not make you feel better. You hurting someone back when they've hurt you does not make you a better person, and it won't help. It won't make you feel better. And when you realize that, you're going to feel even worse. And what you're left with is nothing. You've had your revenge. You don't feel any better. In fact, you feel worse. All you have is depression, not understanding yourself, feeling lost and confused because that experience didn't fix you. It didn't put an end to your suffering. You simply became just as bad as the person that you were trying to prove a point to. When you're constantly going after someone, when you're planning it, when you're doing things that are revolving around this seeking of revenge, this final experience where you end it all and you prove that person is constantly in here. That experience is controlling your every move, your every thought. It's consuming that time that you need to be using to heal yourself from that experience. But instead, you're so focused on this whole I'm going to get them back. I'm going to show them. And let's say it's not some quick thing. Let's say that your revenge is going to take months, maybe even years to get back to them because of this elaborate plan or timing or whatever. That is consuming so much of your energy and your time. Even if it's a secondary thought, it's still a thought. It's still something that is consuming your energy that you should be using for you. I remember back in the day, I was extremely badly bullied. Like, I'm talking physically and mentally. And there was nothing I wanted more than in the future to come back to these people and show them that I was better. I had achieved more. I had done more. I was better. I was smarter. I was prettier. I wanted to rub it in their faces that I had done all of this despite them being horrible to me and bullying me and beating me up. But by me focusing on that, by that being the start of why I wanted to do everything, me being those things, smarter, prettier, happier, more successful than them, that was for them. None of that was for me. By wanting to do that out of revenge, out of wanting to show these people that I was better, that was no longer me healing, that was me proving a point to them. And for a really long time, that consumed my thoughts. I wonder how they're doing right now. I wonder if they're doing good right now. They shouldn't be doing good right now because they were so horrible to me. But as I grew up and as I started to heal myself, I realized they did not matter. I did not care about them anymore. What I cared about was my own journey, what I wanted to achieve for me, not to prove a point to someone else. The moment that I realized that for so long they had consumed my thoughts without me even realizing, because I thought I was becoming a better version. But in fact, I was becoming a better version of myself to prove a point to them. It was never for me. Finally admitting to yourself that what you are doing is not for you, that it won't make you feel good, it'll make you feel empty and depressed, that it won't fix anything, it won't heal anything, is the most important point when it comes to realizing seeking revenge is not for you. Because as soon as you realize that this is not about them anymore, they did their part, they hurt you, that's where that ends. You cannot control other people. You cannot control how they talk to you, what they do to you, what they think of you, but you can control what you do after that. You can control your own feelings, the way that you think about yourself, and your own actions. So instead of wanting to get back at them, wanting to change their mind, wanting to prove something to them, forget them, forgive them, and work on yourself instead, because that is what matters. Knowing who you are and your worth is all that should matter in life. Not what other people think, not what they say, not what they do, but what you think of yourself. Because let me ask you this, if someone does something bad to you and you do it back, what makes you any different than them? By taking revenge, you're lowering yourself to their standard. So now that we know what revenge is, we know why it's bad and why we shouldn't do it, what do we do instead? First of all, we're going to let ourselves be angry. Let the emotions out. Just because we're focusing on ourselves doesn't mean we can't be hurt and emotional because of what happened. Being hurt by something is showing that our strong boundaries have been crossed. It's a very natural reaction to that. So that's why it's so important to allow yourself to feel it, but in a healthy way. I'm talking writing things down in your journal, talking about it to your friends, allowing yourself to cry or get angry, shout if you need to. Rather than suppressing it and allowing it to sit and boil over time, expressing it allows it out. Speaking your thoughts outwardly means they're not just cooking over and over in your head, forming into things that don't even exist. You can even start going for walks if you feel like it's boiling up inside of you and aggravating you. Dance in your room, anything to get your body moving and to get that negative energy out. Now, I'm not saying go to your nearest wall and punch it or go to the first person you see in the street and yell at them, because feeling angry is different than being aggressive. Always remember that it is not the same thing. But allow yourself to move, allow yourself to get that energy out of your body, and allow yourself to feel. The second one is to validate yourself. This one is a little bit difficult, but I promise you it can help. A lot of the time, we're waiting for an apology. We're waiting for this person to understand what they did was wrong, how they made you feel was wrong. But again, a lot of the time, they're never gonna realize that. So instead of waiting for that from someone else, allow yourself to do it for yourself. Allow yourself to say, this happened to me and it was awful. I didn't deserve that. Validate your own feelings. Understand that the way you felt was completely valid. That situation was horrible and it was painful and you should be hurt. The natural reaction is to be hurt, and that is completely okay. Your emotions are valid. The grief that it has caused you is valid. And if you're waiting for apologies and you're waiting for that person to feel bad and guilty and regret what they did, you might be waiting for years, for a lifetime even. So this is why this step is so important, because you need to bring that closure of an apology to yourself by yourself. Number 3 is to look deeper within yourself. If something has hurt you so deeply that you're wanting to seek revenge, you're wanting that person to feel the same way, understand why. What is it within you that this has triggered? By searching within yourself to why this has upset you so much, you might open things that you didn't even know you needed to heal. You might realize from this whole experience, something you didn't even know it hurt you actually had caused long-lasting wounds. And because of this experience, you realize that you need to heal that part of yourself now. This is why I always say that experiences that happen to you are lessons. They can teach you so much about yourself, things that you never even saw before or felt before. But because this experience happened, you're able to understand yourself more. Number 4 is choosing self-respect. This one is almost like the thing that brings everything together. Because a lot of the time we seek revenge because we're trying to prove a point. We want the person to feel something, regret, guilt, the same pain as we did, so they understand that we didn't deserve it, that it hurt us. But that's probably never going to come, because some people are just awful people and they purposely did that to hurt you. They already know. They already know it's going to hurt you. A lot of the time, we're doing this because we want them to change their mind. We want these people to understand we're not bad people. We're too nice for this. We don't deserve this. We think changing their minds will change how they treat us, what they do to us. What you actually need to do is stop caring about that. Stop caring what they think about you. Stop caring how they feel about you. They don't need to like you. They don't need to care about you. You don't need to give them a reason why they should change their mind. As soon as someone disrespects you, they're no longer important. And that is where the self-respect comes in, because you know to yourself that you're a good person, that you didn't deserve that, but you don't need to prove that to anyone else. And finally, number 5, we're going to redefine what winning is. Why do you need to be the person that wins the situation? Why do you need the last laugh? Why do you need to prove to them that you're better, stronger, kinder, more successful? You're already doing that within yourself. The only person that you ever need to prove anything to is yourself. Just because they hurt you doesn't mean you lost. Winning isn't doing something back to them. Winning isn't making them feel bad. Winning isn't making them feel the pain that they made you feel. Winning is being free from that experience. Healing from everything that has happened to you. Removing that worth that you attach to that situation. Understanding that no matter what happens, you know yourself. You're confident. You're worthy. And you're a good person. And nobody can touch that because of those morals that you have. So whatever, that person does not matter. That person will never matter to you. Because as soon as they disrespected you, that was it. They don't matter anymore. You did what you had to do. You healed from it. You proved to yourself that you will not be down because of another person. So what if they don't understand what they did? So what if they continue living a good life, even though they're a bad person? So what? That is all for me today. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to comment down below and I will try and get back to every single comment. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye!